Hey there guys, this is Piper here and welcome to another Rome Tour battle. So this is a tournament battle, this is a 1 vs 1 semi-finals game from CoN 14, hosted by Rusleague. This is between CoH Tacitus versus HoS Nidintu. So this matchup is Macedon versus Greece. Macedon gets 14.5k, Greece gets the full 15k. Obviously standard CW rules apply, and what we'll do is we'll go through the armies fast before the battle starts. So obviously Tac has Macedon, he's gone for 4 Rock Pikemen, they're 3 upgrade, probably gold attack. He's gone for 5 Companion Cavalry, I think 2 of them are gold, and 3 of them are 5 upgrade. 6 archers gold, 3 light lancers gold. So a fairly balanced army there. Check out Greece. Greece has gone for 6 armoured hoplite. They are gold, looks like. 2 Spartans, there'll be no upgrade. Yeah, no upgrades. And 6 archers gold. The archers are only 5 upgrade, looks like. And be 6 militia cavalry, they are gold. So a fairly standard Greek army. It's gone for good pike, which is basically Greece's only strength versus Macedon, and he's got enough cavalry there to hamper Macedon's archers and companion cavalry. So because Macedon gets heavy cavalry, it's one of the major advantages Macedon has over Greece. In fact, it's probably one of the only advantages, considering Greece gets the better pike, the archers virtually the same, and the militia cavalry are slightly better against the light lancers in the sense that these guys throw javelins, these guys don't have a shield, neither do the companion cavalry. So if Nidintu can really use his light cavalry well, get the javelin shots in, can do a lot of damage to Tac's cavalry. So like I was saying before, the major strength Greece has is the pike. The goal for Greece in this battle is to take out the pikemen early and then box up and do as much damage to the archers as possible, because it's really only the archers and the cavalry that can win this for Tacitus. The pike will be helpful, but it's really the cavalry that are going to be the deciding force in this battle. So Tac could have gone with, for example, 8 archers, like 2 Cretans, and less pike. But this is kind of a balanced army. The benefit of this army is the fact that it really hampers Greece's ability to box up. Greece's main aim is to take out Macedon's archers and then box up. But when you have so many Macedonian pike, these guys get long pike, these guys get short pike, which means that if Greece just boxes, they'll lose versus the pikemen. They have to be attacking to actually win. So that's another key strength for Tacitus. Moving forward, his companion cavalry hampering the archers. Nidintu has moved forward his militia cavalry. They're getting some good volleys in versus the archers, doing the same on the right flank as well. Tac's used a unit of heavy cavalry, push these guys back, but obviously they're heavy cavalry, they'll never actually catch up. The best Tac can do is really try and keep these guys at bay. And Nidintu pushing in the centre. Tac's got his heavy cavalry spaced out, and that's really there to help defend the archers. And doing the same there as well, trying to push back the archers. Nidintu's going to push forward with his armoured hoplite and Spartans. It's a good push there by Nidintu. And obviously these archers have taken a bit of damage. The archer war has actually started already. These guys are down to about half strength anyway, and that push from the pike actually routed them. using a unit of militia cavalry to mop up any stragglers that have routed. Attack, trying to get any damage you can versus the enemy archers, and obviously there's 2 units of militia cavalry there. They're actually taking out another unit of archers. The right hand side, attack has set his light lancers to attack the militia cavalry. They get the same speed actually, so they actually might catch up. And yeah, so he's got a unit of light lancers chasing that unit of militia cavalry, and those guys are actually chasing the archers right there. Nidintu's pushing forward with his pike, and got another unit of archers right there. Attack has pulled back his heavy cavalry to try and support any archers that might come back from routing. Bit of an engagement right there. Obviously it was light lancers versus militia cavalry. I can see more dead Greek cavalry there than light lancers. And yeah, so it's just a case of Greece is keeping all the pike together. Attack's withdrawing his raw pikemen, and Nidintu's trying to get any kills he can on any other Macedonian archers. Attack is using his heavy cavalry to chase down the enemy archers. And again, there's a lot of archers here routing. They won't come back from routing. They're down to 4 in number. They're one as well. And that's the unit of light lancers routing. So I think they might have got caught up with that engagement right there. I think they actually survived for a bit longer. Or they might have actually routed and then came back possibly. Another unit of light lancers right there, and looks like attack is actually caught up with a unit of archers. They're going to rout. Probably off the field, they're down to 8. Another unit right there, they're down to 14 there. That's a good healthy number right there. I would imagine Nidintu will probably try and save that unit. And yeah, so like I was saying, the militia cavalry, they have the same speed as light lancers, but they're far faster than the Macedonian heavy cavalry. That was a good move there by Nidintu. Managed to avoid that unit of companion cavalry. And this unit of archers routing right there. Another unit of Macedonian archers, they're routing, and it looks to be all the Macedonian archers have actually routed off the field. It's only really Greece that has any archers left. There's one there, 14, and there's one there, they're down to 13. And there's some more Greek archers routing right there. So I'd imagine attack will probably try and make sure those guys right off the field. They will come back from routing probably. They're down to 8. But it's a good healthy number of Greek militia cavalry. Attack has virtually all his companion cavalry full strength. There's 27, 23, 26, 25, 26. So they're virtually full strength. The one that's down to 23, I mean, that's still fairly healthy. They've only lost 4 horses. And obviously the 4 units of full strength for all pikemen. Greece has the full strength units of Spartans and the 6 armoured hoplite. So like I was saying before, if Macedon only had like archers, for example, if Macedon went for 6, like for example, maybe it's 8 heavy cavalry, 2 pike and 8 archers, pretty much game up for Tacitus right now. But the fact that attack brought the 4 units of raw pikemen, it's really a very balanced army. It means that if he does lose all of his archers, which he has, the combination of heavy cavalry and pike is very effective, because Greece has a problem that he can't box up too early. He's got to do at least some damage to the enemy pike. Because if he boxes up and then just sits there, the long pike actually beat the short pike unless the short pike are attacking. So the fact that the short pike have to attack screws up the box formation, which creates a problem for Greece in this situation. Obviously, still has the 5 full strength the 5 full strength units of companion cavalry, and he's got 2 units of light lancers. One is 27, one is 11. So it's still fairly equal, I'd say. Nidintu has what? 1, 2. He's got 3 units that are full strength of militia cavalry. However, they're very tired. These guys are 22, 10, 18. So some of these militia cavalry, they're very tired, which it means that they're a little bit vulnerable if they get caught by the heavy cavalry. This heavy cavalry is only warmed up, winded. So if they get caught, opportunity for attack to rout them straight off the field. So combined attack there by Tacitus. He actually attacked on the left hand side, but he brought round 2 units of companions on the right hand side. Chance for Nidintu to catch that unit of companions. He's failed to catch that unit there, and Tacitus managed to catch those militia cavalry. So they were actually very tired before the engagement, and that slight attack there actually caused him to rout. Tac doing another charge here against the rear of Nidintu's militia cavalry. Wasn't able to catch that unit there. He's keeping that unit very close to his pike and chasing down those archers there, pulling around his cavalry, pulling back the pike. So Nidintu really wants to take out these pike, pulling around his cavalry, trying to hammer an anvil, even if he uses the cavalry just to stop the pike, and then engages with his own pike. Be beneficial, but Tac is keeping his pike away from the armoured hoplite. He's lost another unit of militia cavalry. They're actually exhausted, and he's got another unit around the back as well. So it would have actually been beneficial for Nidintu to actually rest his cavalry, I would say. And again, Tac is just making sure these guys are right off the field. Caught another unit there, and there's another unit here. They're actually exhausted, so a little bit dangerous for that unit. They're actually, if you check out the stats, it says they're shaken, unhappy due to exhaustion. So a chance that those guys might rout, but they're getting close to their own pike, so they probably won't rout. Another unit there. I think that was the same unit there that actually routed, but it went back the way. And yeah, so just a case of Tac's keeping his cavalry and pike away from the Greek pike, and he's trying to rout as many Greek cavalry as he can before Greece boxes up, or before Greece sort of stays stationary. Like I was saying, I'm sure Nidintu is probably going to have a problem boxing up at the end or trying to keep formation. Obviously the cavalry, some of them aren't gold. If Nidintu can use the pike well versus the cavalry, that's the main beneficiary of pike versus cavalry. They get an insane bonus versus cavalry. And Tac's going to use that unit of companion cavalry to chase down those militia cavalry. So even though these guys are heavy cavalry, they're not designed for chasing down archers and light cavalry. But provided Tac can keep his pike away from the Greek pike, it doesn't really matter because he can actually rest those guys at the end. These guys are wavering now. They're probably going to rout quite soon, I'd imagine. Wavering, exhausted, wavering. And yeah, so Nidintu's been able to save those cavalry. Tac is keeping his own cavalry around the pike. The general of Greece is still alive. So some of these units might have said, like, concerned against the exposed flanks. But because the general's still there, they're gaining a lot of morale from that. And Tac is deciding not to chase down that last unit of militia cavalry. And he's going to move these guys forward. So there's no archers left on either side. Don't see any more archers anywhere. just that unit of militia cavalry. So Nidintu's keeping a long formation. He's keeping his 2 units of Spartan hoplites behind the main line. He's got his 2 units of militia cavalry. They're actually exhausted, but they could still be quite beneficial. Again, this is a tournament battle, 1 versus 1. Every kill matters, and especially these 2 players are probably considered 2 of the best in the game at the moment, especially in CWB. So I'll probably fast forward some of this, I'd imagine. Probably the best thing to do. So like I was saying before, if Macedon had 2 weak pike, 8 archers, 8 cavalry, a good chance Nidintu would probably just box up. But because he's got 4 units of raw pikemen, 3 upgrade, they're actually quite a big threat now. Obviously no match versus the armoured hoplite. The armoured hoplite 1 versus 1 will still absolutely destroy these guys. The Spartans are even better. But yeah, having the heavy cavalry, that's the major threat to Greece. Because the pikes alone won't actually win. But the strategy here is prevent Greece boxing up and get a good charge in, especially the companion cavalry. I think they get 9 on the attack. They get one of the best charges in the game. And that creates an opportunity for like a mass rout. So it looks like Tak is really just wanting to rest his cavalry. He's got 2 units of light lancers. He's going to make sure these guys are rested up. The heavy cavalry still, some of them are actually, one is actually fairly tired. The other ones are fresh and virtually full strength. One is down to 23. And the other ones are actually, they've lost a couple but not too many. 2 of them down to 23. And he's actually put his general in amongst the cavalry. He had the option to put the general in amongst the pike. But because the cavalry is basically the major force for Macedon, I think that's why Tak has put the general in amongst the cavalry. A good possibility he'll lose the pike, so keep the general in amongst the cavalry. So a charge is going in here from Tacitus against the rear of the Spartans and against the front of the armoured hoplite. That was a great charge there by Tacitus. Taking out 2 full strength units of pike right there, including the Spartans. And that was virtually game changing, to be honest, because he hasn't really lost too many heavy cavalry. One is down to 18, one is down to 21, and the other one's down to 19. And from that, those militia cavalry just routed. They saw their friends routing and they chose to rout. Tak has moved out his own light cavalry, and Tak has charged in there against those Greek cavalry. They were actually routing. I mean, Tak did that because he tried to keep the rout going and get them to rout down here, and then he was going to use the light cavalry to rout them straight off the field. Unfortunately, he couldn't actually do that. But that was a great charge there by Tacitus. Good timing and good awareness. Again, like I was saying before, Nidintu's going to use his light cavalry there to hold up the pike. And that was a good play there by Nidintu. He's actually get some kills on the pike, and I think he actually got some kills on the cavalry as well. That pike is down to 36, the other ones are down to 48, 54 and 57. But a good number of pike left for Nidintu. Tak's keeping his heavy cavalry in the back, and it looks like Nidintu's actually panicking here a little bit. These guys are out of formation, trying to catch up with the raw pikemen. But major threat here for Nidintu. The heavy cavalry's gone in here. They're going to attack from all sides. And that's the first unit of pike routing right there. Great charge there by Tacitus. He's routed another unit of Greek pike. And his own raw pikemen are going to go in, and they're going to catch the backs of the Spartans. Good play there by Nidintu, getting these armoured hoplite around the sides. Good outflank there by Nidintu, but the other charge is coming in here, and they're going to completely hammer and anvil these Spartans, and that's the general right there for Greece. Another charge coming in here, and that's going to be our rout on the Greek pike. So that's the enemy general just died right there. Greece has lost a general, and that's going to be a complete rout on the Greek army. So that was a great battle there. Well played to both players. Well played to Tacitus. I thought he actually played very well in this battle. Great use of the strategy of using the pike and the cavalry. I thought he brought a really good army. He didn't bring 8 archers. He brought 6 archers, and he spent the other money on the pike. Well played to Nidintu. I thought he played very well. Good rush at the start. Caught a lot of the enemy archers, and played very well early and mid game. Took out all the Macedonian archers, and he uses light cavalry very well versus the light lancers, and did a couple of kills on the companion cavalry. But obviously the major change in the battle was at the end when Tac did the sort of multi-pronged attack versus the Spartans and the armoured hoplite, and that was really the change in the battle. From that moment on, Tac had the advantage. So well played to both players. That's a clear victory for Tacitus, and that means that he goes into the final, and I think that's versus HoS Madj. So hopefully we'll see that battle soon. Again, hope you enjoyed this battle. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This is Piper signing off.